Hey guys, before we get right to the video, make sure to smash that button, turn on notification bell, make sure you give me a big thumbs up, and let's get right in the video.
What's up, guys? It's me, Kai. Um, Today's video, I forgot to do at 3 o'clock. Today's video, I'm gonna do it Memorial Day. Um, it's a holiday, it's a country state, and I'll probably to share that screen about that. Before I get started of that thing, make sure to smash that button, turn the notification bell, make sure to give me a big thumbs up. So, let's get to it. Let me show the sound to Google Play, so like YouTube Memorial Day and stuff. But first, before I do play on Memorial Day YouTube thing, I'll have to type that down. Look at Google. What is it? I'll go to Memorial Day right quick. Um, so I'll go to draw. Hold on one sec. Memorial Day. Okay.
In United States of America, Memorial Day is on Monday, May 30th.
Okay. I already know that. Knowledge. This is the Memorial Day thing here. Um, has the rock and the flag because already got dead at some point, and yeah, so and yeah, so let me check and see is everything good. Okay, good. So anyway, they're like a walking flag over here, like I said. They're like some guards and stuff. They're choice stuff too. I just saw like last time, a long time ago. Um, yeah. So guys, so which session you want me to do? I'm so good at drawing. Is it this one? This one? Or no? I meant let's try out my head, Switchy. So I'm gonna put more. I'm gonna pick. I should pick this one because it's more best over easy. So I always just try to draw that, and I'm gonna show you to you guys is those. and I'm gonna top the sharing screen off, and I'll show you guys on the paper, and yeah. So anyway, we had to find those papers, but anyway, I'm gonna let you go to do grab a paper. Got the notebook right here. Um. So anyway, so all I need is blue, the white, red, and white. And guys, if you guys want to draw this, I love, I love you guys to do that. Um, I love to draw. I'm so good at drawing. I did at my school all the time, and yeah. So anyway, I want to try to show you my movie today is I'm gonna draw after this. So yeah, hold on one sec. I'm at Atlanta right now. I'm joking around. I got a crayon mat. So I got a crayon. I'm gonna go to draw. I'm gonna grab a pencil, just in case. Oh wait. So anyway. So I'm gonna make this better. So I'm gonna make this. There. So I'll make this line over here, over there. And then after that, I'll make white over here. Yeah. You still gotta keep going. No, I think I got one. So white, red, white, red. White, red, white, red, white, and red. So I'm gonna make like a pattern with it. Then after that, I gotta take picture. I got to show you guys a picture. And or I gotta to. Matter of fact, I wanted to stop sharing the screen, and I'm gonna show you guys after I color. So yeah, I'm trying to fix the FaceTiming. I'm at webcam, but it don't have that no more. So yeah.
Did Gabby show you how to put the sheets inside the dryer?
Huh?
Did Gabby show you how to put the fabric sheets in the dryer?
Wait, what?
Did Gabby
Oh yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that. My dad was freaking in my room. And, yeah. So, cause I'm back. Sorry about that. So anyway, I'm gonna continue with this video about this flag. So, I have the picture right there, and to show y'all, you guys could copy it. If you guys want to do that, make sure like pause it. If you guys go to do that, take a time you're drawing. So, yeah. Oop, I didn't make it out. So, hold on. Let me God save my friend Nevaeh. Ugh, I heard everything. I'm busy. Sorry, I was doing my video about Moyu Day. It's alright. I'll call you right back. Bye. Alright, sorry about that. My friends was calling me on my phone. But it's alright. I meant, she said sorry about it. I forgot it's alright, but it is alright. It's okay, Nevaeh, but don't do it again. Yeah. If you seen this, if you seen my video. So, anyway, guys, we're gonna make the whole thing of the star stuff. Damn messed up. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Mix this color neatly because it make this perfect. Because if you like sloppily, it could mess up your whole drawing. Just letting y'all know about that. So yeah. And sorry guys, I didn't do that live stream yesterday. Not yesterday, on Saturday, because I was at Atlanta. So yeah, at the baby shower at their house. Yeah. So I'll do that live stream on Saturday. Instagram Live on 10 o'clock. Premiere live stream on YouTube Super Minecraft going to be on 9 o'clock. Super Minecraft at 9:30. And Instagram live stream at 10 o'clock. There we go, perfect. Can't waste that. Anyway, I will make this wrap. Sorry guys, I got so quiet I tried to concentrate with this. There. Mm. While you chase your letters, you guys know how to do it. Yeah. But just trace the letters this different way. Like those letters over there on the picture I just showed. And yeah. Just make sure to write slowly. I can't turn the music on because that's gonna get me copyright. So I will turn off no music. So yeah, I messed up the R. Hold on. Oop, actually just touched the O. There, got the R right. I messed up a little bit of R like that, but yeah. Guardian X-Men, leave me freaking alone. If you send me an invite or that knows my PC, just ignore it because these people, my friends, keep like spamming invite like what about Griffix, just like play like other friends, like simple, like my friends like keep don't even knowledge, you keep always keep playing with me. I know guys, they want always to play me because I was fun. It doesn't mean that out. They keep spamming. Like it gets annoying. Keep blowing my Xbox up. It gets annoying. So I'm just saying. Alright, so either way, I'm gonna trace this A like that. Anyway, let me make this. Man. There. Now put that put day right here. There. Guys, if you guys need to do it, so y'all need to put, like, if you have a tiny word, like those, just like tiny, and neat like that, like it is a big one, and you make it good. If you don't, it gonna mess up. Holy Lord. My hands is freaking hurting. Like, I was taking the time. Even my neck hurt. There you go. It takes time to drop this. Guys, I'm sorry about this, but I gotta put original art because I don't have no space. Yeah. So guys, I did that theme part. Now on find black. So anyway, this is Stride. The heck? Hold on. Be right back. What the heck? Why did I sharpen that pencil? I should probably sharpen this. My bad, guys. I'm back, guys. So, I totally finished all that, but I'm not finished yet because, yeah. Where is my black color pencil? Oh, there it is. Yeah. So, I'll show you guys a picture of the video already about it. The phone I recorded. So, anyway. And making this thing good, possible. Think not done yet. Couple of minutes left. Sorry guys, it took it too long. I'll go go on. still work on it. Hold on, guys. Alright, anyway. Alright. Oh, gosh, I got one more. I meant a couple more. Um, to remind you, this is gonna be long because I don't know how long it's gonna take. This is gonna be done, and boom. Alright, guys. So I'm gonna be showing y'all this. So anyway, I'm gonna tap the sharing button, sharing screen. I'm gonna show you guys this. So this is how we're gonna do. I made a flag. I made all that completely white and red, blue stars and all that crap. Sorry. And I made like a black, all kinds of stuff and everything in there. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. Huh?
You know Michael?
Yeah.
He wanted to be my. He wants me to be his girlfriend.
Oh.
What did you say? I don't know. I don't know what to say. Just say yes. Bro. Bro, he's grounded, bro. He hasn't been home since graduation.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you just say? He hasn't been at home since graduation. He's been at his friend's house. Oh, I thought you said grounded.
I'll be like back because I'm busy doing my video.
Yeah, and he said he would text me
Be right back, guys.
Oh.
Guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. My friend's calling me. But anyway, this is it right here. I showed you already. But guys, if you guys go to draw all that thing, just go to pause the video. Just rewind back to that thing I shared my screen and play it. I'm not play it. Pause it. Excuse me. And then you guys could draw. But guys, as those, I'm gonna go back to sharing. Play the YouTube video about it. Anyway, I'm gonna put type Memorial Day. So this is 4 hours ago. We watched these two of this Memorial Day things, and we're not gonna be it. So yeah, but that's gonna be good. So hope you guys enjoy and watch it. So let's go.
We are taking a look there in Washington, D.C. as President Biden gets ready to commemorate Memorial Day with a wreath-laying ceremony at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. This is part of the traditional wreath-laying ceremony. The president is expected to attend there along with the First Lady, Jill Biden, and as well as Vice President Kamala Harris. And we believe the First Gentleman will be in attendance as well. The president is then set to speak at Arlington's amphitheater. This is the nation's 154th official Memorial Day, and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and Joint Chiefs Chairman Mark Milley are also scheduled to speak today. Alex Perche is in Washington, D.C. Alex, what's on the agenda for today? And talk a little bit about kind of the intersection of this particular Memorial Day intersecting with the anniversary of Beau Biden's death as well.
Well, Diane, you teed it up. I mean, Memorial Day is something that's been around since 1868. It was right after the Civil War to decorate the graves of soldiers. It became a federal holiday back in the 1970s. But it's a somber day, but that's only compounded by the fact that today is also the anniversary of Beau Biden's day. And so, for a president who often, signs off or finishes his remarks by saying, "May God protect our troops," you can imagine how heavy this weighs on him. But again, the president, we're expecting, we haven't gotten any guidance on the remarks that he's going to give today, but I would suspect that he would talk about his late son, Beau, who again was a veteran. The president and the First Lady spending time at a church service this morning. They do this every year, and it's very private. The family comes through, and before making the journey here to Arlington, but I suspect that he will reflect on that as well.
Yeah, today's observance comes after the Bidens spent an emotional day on Sunday in Uvalde, Texas, paying tribute to the 19 children and 2 teachers who were killed there. They also attended a mass there. Today, the president and the First Lady are arriving from Delaware, where they also partake in another Memorial Day tradition after the ceremony, which is a White House breakfast for Gold Star families. So when they return to the White House from Arlington, they'll be joined by families of the fallen in a tree planting ceremony as well on the White House South Lawn, and they'll plant a magnolia tree in honor of those who lost their lives serving this country. And we can see the wreath there preparing to be laid. And this all again comes in the backdrop of this horrific school shooting in Uvalde, Texas, where the president and First Lady were there in person yesterday, grieving the loss of those children. Today, they will be here at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, grieving the loss of the veterans who have lost their lives serving this country. Alex, what can we expect from the ceremony today?
Well, Diane, I mean, I do think that it's going to be very somber, and you talked about what's playing out in the backdrop of all this. Certainly, the president and the First Lady coming back from Uvalde. We heard those reports about the First Lady touching the crosses of each of the victims there in Texas as they spent time with the families there. And also keep in mind that this is the second trip that the president has had to make in as many weeks for a mass shooting. Buffalo happened, that tragic supermarket shooting just a week prior. And so, I mean, all of that here is playing out in the backdrop of this. I wouldn't be surprised if the president made reference to it in some respect as he makes these remarks that we're expecting after this wreath-laying ceremony. But again, that kind of gets back to the ongoing discussions on Capitol Hill, mainly between senators as to, is there some sort of compromise that can be made specifically on gun reform?
And we just saw the First Lady and the Second Gentleman walking over. We expect we'll be seeing President Biden and Vice President Harris coming over shortly. But again, the president here today in Arlington National Cemetery to pay tribute to the fallen soldiers, those who have fallen troops, I should say, those who have given their lives to serve this country. We see the color guard there raising the flag. The president is expected at any moment now. Again, the wreath-laying ceremony at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and then the president is set to speak at Arlington's amphitheater there, all commemorating this 154th Memorial Day. We're also hearing Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and Joint Chiefs Chairman Mark Milley are both also scheduled to speak. And today's observance comes after the Bidens spent Sunday in Uvalde, Texas, mourning the victims of that school shooting. They also arrived from Delaware on this Monday morning. Biden and the First Lady held what has become another Memorial Day tradition of having a White House breakfast for Gold Star families. And after today's ceremony, they're supposed to return to the White House and again be joined by families of the fallen in a tree planting ceremony there at the White House on the South Lawn. They plant a magnolia tree in honor of those who lost their lives in service to this nation. We've already seen the First Lady appear along with Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff, and now there we can see President Biden along with Vice President Harris getting ready to walk out onto the ceremony, where we're going to see President Biden lay down this wreath, again, a tribute to all of those who lost their lives serving this country, and then the president is set to speak. Let's listen.
Reset. Oh!
As the president, the vice president, and the secretary of defense, all there walking toward the amphitheater after this traditional wreath-laying ceremony at the tomb of the unknown soldier, marking this 154th Memorial Day. The president is set to say a few words today in tribute to those who lost their lives serving this country. We saw at the wreath-laying ceremony the president, assisted by Sergeant First Class Jason Hickman, after the national anthem, laying down that wreath, listening to taps, and then a moment of silence. And now you can see the crowd making their way toward the amphitheater, where again the president is set to say a few words. The president was joined there by the vice president and the secretary of defense. We are hearing that the secretary of defense will also say a few words today. But this Memorial Day, a particularly emotional one for the Biden family. The president today is not only remembering the veterans who lost their lives serving this country, but it is also the 7-year anniversary of the death of his son, Beau Biden, who died of brain cancer, but was also a veteran who served this country. I want to bring in Alex Prechet from D.C. Alex, what is on the agenda today? Because this didn't just start with the wreath-laying ceremony. The Bidens have, in a way, been paying tribute all morning.
Well, that's right, Diane. And so, I mean, they actually began the day in Delaware. As you mentioned, this is the anniversary of Beau Biden's death, who was a veteran, the president's son. He does this every year. They had a church service at their family church near their house in Delaware. And then they came down, had a brunch with Gold Star families. They have this wreath-laying ceremony, and then later on, they will plant a magnolia tree in honor of those who have lost their lives serving this nation. So, I mean, it is a complete day, a complete somber day of remembrance and honor to fallen Americans who have fought to defend this country. But also, Diane, I mean, keep in mind that this is coming on the backdrop of a heavy couple of weeks, right? The president and the first lady coming back from Uvalde, Texas, Sunday, visiting that mass shooting site at Robb Elementary School. The first family visiting with family members of the victims there. He was confronted by angry parents and residents demanding that they do something, and he said that they will. But also keep in mind, I mean, this is the second trip that he's had to make in as many weeks. He was in Buffalo the week prior following that supermarket shooting there. And so, I mean, this has been a pretty somber season here in Washington for the president, time after time. And I think we're actually getting a little bit of movement down here with the color guard. But all that is playing out in the background of today. And so when we get ready to hear his remarks, we haven't gotten guidance from the White House as to what he might be talking about. But I suspect that, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if he talked about his son today being the anniversary of his death. And I also wouldn't be surprised if he spoke about Texas or Buffalo as well.
Now, when he talks about Texas, when he talks about those shootings in Texas and in Buffalo and other mass shootings that we've seen in this country recently, the president very often groups that with calls for gun control legislation and more, you know, legislation to restrict gun purchases to a certain degree. Do you think we're going to hear that today, Alex, or is he going to try to keep this separate from that?
You know, I don't have a crystal ball, and I won't try to guess or to get too far ahead of myself on this. Look, I think, you know, we can take cues from the way the White House has approached the subject in recent days, essentially saying that, look, the ball's kind of in Congress's court. Their position on this has been consistent. We heard even the president as early as today getting off Marine One being asked about about guns, and he restated their position and how it should be addressed. But again, whenever it comes to actual reforms, the president and the White House has been kind of vague on whether or not they will insert themselves into these conversations, and they're really kind of leaving it in the court of Leader Chuck Schumer and also Speaker Pelosi.
All right, we're going to take a quick break as we await the president's remarks there in Arlington, Virginia at the amphitheater as he and we pay tribute on this 154th Memorial Day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. President Biden is now set to give a Memorial Day address at Arlington National Cemetery. Let's listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chaplain Colonel James Foster, Command Chaplain, Joint Task Force, National Capital Region, and the United States Army Military District of Washington.
I invite you to a moment of prayer with me on this hot but amazing day. Almighty God, who rules the nations and gives freely to those who ask, I praise you this morning and thank you for a nation here who continues to call upon your name. I thank you for the blessings you have bestowed upon us and the freedoms we enjoy because of your righteous right arm. For generation after generation now, the men and women of this nation have stood up when called upon in order to do our very best at providing liberty, justice for all, and a peace that passes all understanding. The headstones surrounding this amphitheater and a multitude of others around the globe stand in representation of the brave souls that have gone on before us, and for which we give particular thanks today. Lord, they call out to us to choose wisely in our endeavors. So on this day of remembrance, stir our hearts to stand united and to continue striving for that peace that only you provide. Now bless our efforts and our words in this place today. In your holy name I ask it. Amen.
Please remain standing for our national anthem, presented by the United States Air Force Band and Singing Sergeants. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, General Mark A. Milley.
Mr. President, Madam Vice President, Secretary Austin, distinguished guests, fellow Americans, and most importantly, Gold Star families, welcome to all. and it's an honor to join you all in solemn remembrance and reflection on this 154th observance of Memorial Day for the over 1 million Americans who have given the last full measure of devotion in service to our country. Beginning with the founding of our nation, more than 42 million Americans have worn the cloth of our country. From Lexington and Concord to Yorktown, from Manassas to Appomattox, in Bellawood and Normandy and Iwo Jima, Busan, Incheon, the Ia Drang, Ramadi, Mosul, and the Arghandab. These places are forever etched in our national vocabulary and in our collective memory. The story of the sacrifices made is the story of our nation. It's the story of our values. And behind every fallen soldier, sailor, airman, and Marine is a family whose sacrifice beats in the heart of every American. On this day, reflect on the parents who grow up without the comfort of their child, of the children who grow up without a parent, for the families of our fallen. Every day is Memorial Day. Our fallen fought and gave their lives for an idea, a simple yet powerful idea, the idea that is America, embedded in our founding documents, the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, for which we swear an oath. The idea that here in the United States of America, every single one of us is born free and equal. No matter who you are, no matter where you came from, under these colors of red, white, and blue, all of us, every single one of us, is an American. And our fallen lived knowing that freedom and the idea that is America is worth fighting for, and is up to us, the living, to ensure they did not die in vain. And we do that by recommitting ourselves to the idea, the values that constitute America. That we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and all women are endowed by the Creator with the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And we uphold the cause, not just for which they died, but the cause for which they lived. And we must continue. We must live a life that is worthy of their sacrifice. And we continue to build this nation and never forget the idea that is America. So on this day and every day, may God bless our fallen and the cause for which they gave their all. It is now my privilege to introduce the Secretary of Defense, a man who I have personally witnessed his leadership in the crucible of battle. And I have had the pleasure of knowing him for a quarter of a century. He's a leader of courage, a leader of integrity, a leader of grit. It's my pleasure to serve alongside him yet again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce the 28th United States Secretary of Defense, Lloyd J. Austin III.
Mr. President, Dr. Biden, Vice President Harris, Mr. Emhoff, fellow members of the Cabinet, General Milley, and members of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, good afternoon. To our distinguished guests, our service members, and my fellow veterans, thank you for letting us share this day with you. And to the Gold Star and surviving families here, you honor us with your presence. I know that when you look across this hallowed ground, you ache for those you have lost. Your devotion to your loved ones has never faltered. And in turn, America owes all of you support that does not waver. We renew that dedication every Memorial Day. And as we do, we also renew our faith in our democracy and the values of self-government that bind us together as Americans. We understand the stakes. In the 21st century, the security of the world hinges again on the survival and success of the American experiment. And in turn, that great experiment relies on the American patriots who volunteer to keep their fellow citizens safe and their nation secure. And these patriots carry the moral force that can be wielded only by free people defending their inalienable rights and the rule of law. Today, on the battlefields of Ukraine, the world again sees the power of democratic citizens and soldiers to defy tyranny, cruelty, and oppression. Their freedom is under attack. And so is the international order rooted in the rules that we have built since World War II at such terrible costs. We understand the challenge, and we're determined to meet it. As the President says, in the battle between democracy and autocracies, democracies are rising to the moment. We draw inspiration from the unity of our allies and partners, and we draw strength from the men and women of the United States military. In the year since we last gathered on this solemn day, America's longest war has come to a close. And today we remember the 2,461 American service members and personnel who fell in Afghanistan. And we remember all those who still carry the wounds of that war, to body and to soul. We hold them in our hearts alongside the patriots across generations who gave their lives to defend us all. The heroes here are joined together, united not just by their final resting place, but by their devotion to the values that gave life to our democracy. And they came from every state, from every territory, from every background, and from every creed. But they were all patriots who loved their country, who marched to defend our democracy, and who fought to forge a more perfect union. Their sacrifice demands more than even our deepest gratitude. In the words of President Kennedy, who rests nearby, quote, "We must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them." So as we honor our fallen today, let us live by their dedication to democracy, to liberty, and to the Constitution. When choosing between what is easy and what is right, let us live by the example of our fallen warriors. And when the values that we hold dear are put to the test, let us live by the ideals that they gave their lives to defend. Today we hold the fallen in our prayers, and every day we strive to make them proud. Thank you again for being here today. And ladies and gentlemen, our Commander-in-Chief has been a staunch and steadfast champion of our men and women in uniform. And I know personally how much he values their sacrifice, their commitment, and how devoted he is to our men and women in uniform and to the families who serve alongside them. He has spent a lifetime in public service to advance the democratic ideals for which so many have given so much. it is my honor to introduce the President of the United States.
Thank you. They lie here in glory and honor, in quiet rows in Arlington, in cemeteries in Europe that I've visited, many of you have, in graves across our country, in towns large and small, America's beloved daughters and sons who dared all, risked all, and gave all to preserve and defend an idea unlike any other in human history. The idea of the United States of America. And today, as a nation, we undertake a sacred ritual to reflect and remember. Because if we forget the lives that each of those silent markers represent, mothers, fathers, siblings, spouses, children, if we forget what they sacrificed, what they made, so that our nation might endure, strong, free, and united, then we forget who we are. Who we are. Ladies and gentlemen, our First Lady, the love of my life, Jill, Vice President Harris, the Second Gentleman, Secretary Austin, General Milley, Joint Chiefs of Staff, Cabinet members, Gold Star families, most importantly, and survivors. Today, we renew our sacred vow. It's a simple vow, to remember, to remember. Memorial Day is always a day where pain and pride are mixed together. We all know it sitting here. Jill and I know it. Today's the day our son died. And folks, for those who have lost a loved one in the service of our country, if your loved one is missing or unaccounted for, I know the ceremonies reopen that black hole in the center of your chest that just pulls you in, suffocates you. I said 7 years ago today, our son, Major Beau Biden, took his last breath at Walter Reed. Major in the Delaware Army National Guard, he insisted on deploying to Iraq with his unit for a year when he was Attorney General. Came home a decorated soldier, Bronze Star, Legion of Merit, Delaware's Conspicuous Service Cross. He didn't die in the line of duty. He came home from Iraq with cancer. It was horrific cancer that stole us from him, and him from us. But still, it always feels to me on Memorial Day, I see him, not as he was the last time I held his hand, but the day I pinned his bars on him as a second lieutenant. I see him with me down at the Delaware Memorial Bridge, hugging all the Gold Star families. Days like this bring back before your eyes their smile and their laugh. The last conversation you had, each of you know it, the hurt can be overwhelming. But for so many of you, as is with Jill and me, the hurt is wrapped around the knowledge that your loved one was part of something bigger than any of us. They chose a life of purpose. Sounds corny, like a Memorial Day speech, but I mean it from the bottom of my heart. They chose a life of purpose. They had a mission. And above all, they believed in duty. They believed in honor. They believed in their country. And still today, we are free because they were brave. We live by the light of the flame of liberty that they kept burning. And so part of them is still with us no matter how long ago we lost them. As hard as it is for many to believe, especially those whose loss is still raw, I promise you the day will come when the memory of your loved one, your patriot, will bring a smile to your lip before it brings a tear to your eye. That's when you know you're going to make it. Today, American service members stand watch around the world. And as many of you know, at often a great personal risk. And this Memorial Day, we know the memory is still painful of all the fallen who lost their lives during the last 2 decades in combat. Each of them leaving behind a family, a community, hearts broken by their absence, and lives that will never be the same. We see in the hundreds of graves here in Section 60 at Arlington, reminder that there's nothing low risk or low cost about war for the women and men who fight it. 7,054 American military members gave their lives over 20 years of our Iraq and Afghan conflicts. Untold others died of injuries and illness connected to their service in these wars. And the enduring grief borne by the survivors is the cost of war that will carry as a nation forever. And so, to every Gold Star family, to every survivor and family member and caregiver, this grateful nation owes you as well as the mercy you lost. And we can never repay the sacrifice. But we will never stop trying. We'll never fail in our duty to remember. With their lives, they bought our freedom. And so with our lives, we must always live up to their example, putting service before self, caring for our neighbors as ourselves, working fervently to bring our union just that much closer to fulfilling the founding creed. As the Secretary said, that all women and men are created equal. I've often said that as a nation we have many obligations, but the only one that is truly sacred, the only truly sacred obligation we have, is to prepare and equip those women and men we send into harm's way and care for them and their families when they return home and when they don't. This is an obligation that unites Americans. It brings us together to make sure the women and men who are willing to lay down their lives for us get the very best from us in return. I want to acknowledge that we're making progress in key areas like comprehensive bipartisan legislation that is advancing in Congress that will deliver health care services and benefits to veterans and the survivors impacted by toxic exposures. We don't know how many Americans and service members may have died because of what they were exposed to on the battlefield. Toxic smoke from burn pits near where they were based. Burn pits that incinerated with the wastes of war, medical and hazardous material, jet fuel, and so much more. We have a duty to do right by them. And I'm determined to make sure that our brave service families and members that served alongside them do not wait decades for the care and benefits that they deserve. And that's why we're working so hard to find out what the facts are. Where we can still save lives, we have to act. All of us also have a duty to renew our commitment to the foundational values of our nation in their honor. For those are the values that have inspired generation after generation to service. On Friday, I spoke at the graduation and commissioning ceremony of the U.S. Naval Academy. I had an opportunity to do it the night before as well. It was a remarkable experience again, an honor. Looking out at those young men and women, newly commissioned officers, embarking on a life of service, they hold before them the example of the heroes who have gone before them, many of your family members. Heroes who've answered duty's call at Lexington, Concord, Antietam and Gettysburg, Belleau Woods, the Battle of the Bulge, the Korean and Vietnam and Afghanistan, Iraq, and so many other places around the world. So many of whom never returned home, including the legacy of all those held prisoners of war or who are still missing in action. To be here today, soon after that joyful celebration at the Academy, is a bracing reminder of all that we ask of our service members and their families. For it's on the strong shoulders and noble spirits of our service members that our freedom is built, our democracy is sustained. And in this moment, when a war of aggression is once more being waged by Russia to snuff out the freedom, the democracy, the very culture and identity of neighboring Ukraine, we see so clearly all that's at stake. Freedom has never been free. Democracy has always required champions. Today, in the perennial struggle for democracy and freedom, Ukraine and its people are on the front lines fighting to save their nation. But their fight is part of a larger fight that unites all people. It's a fight that so many of the patriots whose eternal rest is here in these hallowed grounds were part of. A battle between democracy and autocracy, between liberty and repression, between appetites and ambition of a few who forever seek to dominate the lives and liberties of many. A battle for essential democratic principles, the rule of law, free and fair elections, freedom to speak and write and to assemble, freedom to worship as one chooses, freedom of the press, principles that are essential for a free society. We've heard this a lot. We've heard this a lot over the years, but we're now realizing how real it is around the world in so many countries as I speak. These are the foundations of our great experiment, but they are never guaranteed, even here in America. Every generation has to defeat democracy's mortal foes. And into every generation, heroes are born, willing to shed their blood for that which they and we hold dear. Ladies and gentlemen, today we remember and we reaffirm freedom is worth the sacrifice. Democracy is not perfect. It's never been perfect. But it's worth fighting for. If necessary, worth dying for. It's more than just our form of government. It is part of the very soul of America, the soul of America. Our democracy is our greatest gift as a nation, made holy by those we've lost along the way. Our democracy is how we undertake the constant work of perfecting the Union. And we have not perfected it, but we've never stopped trying, of opening the doors wider of opportunity and prosperity and justice for people everywhere. Our democracy is how we endure through every challenge, overcome every obstacle we faced through the last 246 years of self-government, and how we've come back stronger than before. We must never walk away from that. We must never betray the lives laid down to make our nation a beacon to the world, a citadel of liberty and justice for everybody. This is the mission of our time. Our memorial to them must not be just a day when we pause and pray. It must be a daily commitment to act, to come together, to be worthy of the price that was paid. May God bring comfort to all those who mourn. May God bless our Gold Star families and survivors. And please, God, protect our troops. God bless America and all of you. Thank you.
Listening to President Biden there in Arlington, Virginia, at the amphitheater at Arlington National Cemetery, paying tribute to those who have sacrificed their lives in fighting for this country. The president said there the idea of the United States of America, that is what these people gave their lives for, the idea of the United States of America. And if we forget what they sacrificed, the president said, then we forget who we are. I want to bring in Alex Prechet in D.C. Alex, this is sort of a doubly somber day for the president. Not only is he spending the day paying tribute and joining together with these families who have lost someone in service to this country, but he himself is marking the 7-year anniversary of the death of his own son, who died of brain cancer, but was also himself a veteran who served this country.
That's right, Diana. You mentioned that moment where the president said, if we forget what they sacrificed, then we forget who we are. The president has made a consistent pilgrimage to honor his son since Beau Biden died back in 2015. They began the day at their home church in Delaware. And the president also had another line where he talked about, hopefully the day will come where the memory of your loved one brings a smile to your lip before it brings a tear to your eye. And this is when you know you'll make it. We've heard the president say this phrase before, but it reminded me as he was giving that commencement address at the Naval Academy. He joked about Beau Biden going into this weekend, congratulating the Navy in their defeat of Army earlier on in the year, something that his son probably wouldn't have gone along with. But it's certainly this is a day that for the Bidens has always been heavy, but definitely compounded today.
Yeah, and we heard the president talking there, trying to talk directly to these Gold Star families and make them understand that he not only is grateful to their loved ones for the sacrifice they gave to this country, but is grateful to the families themselves, acknowledging that they too made a sacrifice here. And again, bringing up Beau Biden and showing the parallels that he has been there and that he understands how that sacrifice feels. Let's listen to a little bit of that moment.
I said 7 years ago today, our son, Major Beau Biden, took his last breath at Walter Reed. Major in Delaware Army National Guard, he insisted on deploying to Iraq with his unit for a year when he was Attorney General. Came home a decorated soldier, Bronze Star, Legion of Merit, Delaware's Conspicuous Service Cross. He didn't die in the line of duty. He came home from Iraq with cancer. It was horrific cancer that stole us from him. And him from us. But still, it always feels to me on Memorial Day, I see him, not as he was the last time I held his hand, but the day I pinned his bars on him as a second lieutenant. I see him with me down at the Delaware Memorial Bridge, hugging all the Gold Star families. Days like this bring back before your eyes their smile and their laugh.
The president then added there that there's nothing low risk or low cost about war, Alex. He says with their lives, these, veterans who sacrificed their lives fighting for this country, he says with their lives, they bought our freedom. So we must live our lives in their example.
Absolutely. And also pointed out that today, Memorial Day, we remember and we reaffirm that freedom is worth the sacrifice, and he used today as a renewed commitment for the foundational values of our nation, and that was another kind of powerful moment there during his remarks. But the president talking about the sacrifices of these Gold Star families. He also referenced the Russian aggression against Ukraine and talking about the fight there and the U.S.'s support of these Ukrainian forces and what that represents on a global stage. And then he also talked about seeking bipartisan legislation to help veterans whose lives the administration and the government still can save. He talked about specifically VA healthcare for veterans, specifically for those who have put their life on the line doing dangerous jobs.
He called it the one sacred obligation of the American government is to take care of those who have gone and sacrificed for this country and their families as well. Alex Prochet in D.C. for us. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get
Okay, that's good. In a way, do like another video. Go talk about we'll tell the whole thing about that in live stream on YouTube and Instagram Live. Hold on out there. And I want to tell about that on live stream. So yeah. So anyway, I want to put up another one. It's the Memorial Day. Deal is 2 minutes and 19 seconds. So hope you guys will watch that. It's like a news thing. So yeah.
If you shop on Amazon, you should use this tool. It's a browser extension that automatically
Tonight, what was supposed to be summer's first weekend vacation, instead marked by flight cancellation nightmares.
Like 10 minutes from the airport, we find out, oh, the flight got delayed.
And record high gas prices.
These gas prices are crazy.
Over the Memorial Day weekend, those hoping to save money opting for the road found gas nearly 50% more expensive than last year. While in the air, almost 7,000 flight cancellations as airlines worldwide scrambled under a surge of travelers, while many air carriers are still dramatically short-staffed after a 2-year pandemic lull in travel.
You know, this does not bode well for the summer season. It's going to be challenging.
It was just like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me.
Morgan Thomas is one of tens of thousands whose flight was canceled, stuck at the airport with an 8-month-old baby after being told there was no pilot available to fly her plane.
No pilots? I mean, what do you mean? We're at the airport. You should have pilots everywhere.
And it won't just be this weekend. Staff shortages also forcing airlines like Delta, JetBlue, and Alaska to scale back hundreds of flights scheduled from July to August.
It seems almost contradictory. Fewer flights when more people are traveling.
If you don't have the pilots or the staff, and there's a weather event, and those pilots are not necessarily where the aircraft can fly, you start to see just how intricate of a system this is that we've kind of grown accustomed to.
And today, more delays as severe weather is expected to bring high wind gusts, hail, and tornadoes to the central U.S., all promising more unpredictability and higher costs during this summer's travel season.
All right, Gotti joins us now from the Burbank Airport. Gotti, you mentioned part of the problem with the airlines are staffing issues. What's behind the pilot shortage?
Well, earlier during the pandemic, a lot of airlines started offering pilots early retirement as a way to save money. Well, a lot of pilots took that early retirement, and now there is a pilot shortage of about 13,000 all across the United States.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news.
Alright. Anyway, that was 2 videos you guys just saw. Guys, that's gonna be the end of my video. Make sure to smash that button, turn the notification bell. Make sure to give me a big thumbs up. So like I see you guys on Friday, but the new schedule was changed already because due to the Fortnite Season 3 coming up. So this Friday, so going to be nice right there. But anyway, and we'll do like Twitch stream on my Xbox. So make sure like follow me on Twitch. I'll put the link in the description. Make sure to subscribe everything as far as Instagram, Pinterest, and all that stuff. And I'm going to take pictures on Pinterest too. And yeah, so make sure to follow me in Pinterest too. And yeah, everything on my description, even though Discord, TikTok, all that. So yeah. So anyway, I see you guys, and I'm gonna see you guys 3 o'clock on Friday. And what's that called? And 8 o'clock on Friday. Peace out and bye.